NBA basketball fans. The MVP award, aside from winning the NBA championship, is something that all NBA players aspire to achieve. However, with such demanding requirements
to win MVP include but may not pertain to being over 6 feet tall, playing in the NBA, the ability to shove your big toe up your nose, Deion Waiters, being able to rebuild the lean cover piece in less than 21 hours, being alive, look like Tom Brady had a baby with another Tom Brady, had your wisdom teeth since you were 2 and had them pulled and reinserted by the age of 5, Deion Waiters, the ability to make a PB&J with a perfect amount of peanut butter and jelly, being able to do the water bottle flip 7 times in a row off a bridge into the mouth of Selena Gomez, Deion Waiters, may cause death, nausea, vomiting, urge, symptoms of death which include but do not pertain to being alive, Deion Waiters.
Only the upper echelon of NBA players ever achieve it. And then there are still some members of the upper echelon that still don't win. Today we'll be acknowledging 5 of the best players that have never won MVP. No, I said 5 of the best, not the 5 best. These are just the ones that I felt like talking about. My personal listio. Also worth noting that there are some rules that I had to abide by in order to narrow down the list of players that never won.
Deion Waiters.
So yeah, there's that too. Number 1, Isaiah Thomas. Drafted 2nd overall by the Detroit Pistons in the 1981 draft, Thomas came into the league determined not to let his height of only 6'1" be a hindrance to his career. He quickly emerged as one of the league's feistiest and most competitive players. An opposing team's coach went as far as to call him the baby-faced assassin because he smiles at you and then freaking rips your heart out. While Thomas is definitely known as one of the best players to ever play the game, a lot of people say that his career just came at the wrong time because Larry Bird and Magic Johnson were the 2 most dominant players of that era. However, Isaiah Thomas would never admit to saying that he wasn't just as good as both of those legends. And in the 1984-1985 NBA season, he was determined to show everybody that he belonged in the same category as Bird and Johnson, as he went on to have the best statistical season of his career, averaging over 21 points and just under 14 assists per game. At the time, he had the NBA record for assists per game. Most people would think a season like that would be enough to win MVP. Well, he didn't. He didn't. Matter of fact, he finished 5th as Larry Bird went on to win MVP. Number 2, John Stockton. He is undeniably the best passer the NBA has ever seen. The only player to have a higher career, not season, but career average of assists per game was Magic Johnson. But not even Magic Johnson could do what John Stockton did. Remember how I said Isaiah Thomas at the time had the regular season for NBA record for most assists per game? Well, yeah, John Stockton is the reason I said had, not has. Had. John Stockton went on to break that record not once, but
not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7.
Twice. In the 1989-1990 NBA season, Stockton averaged a staggering 14.5 assists per game and followed that up with another season averaging over 14 assists per game. There is absolutely no way to describe it besides saying that Stockton was an absolute maestro on the court. He holds the total assist record by a long shot, and I do mean a long shot. With over 15,000 assists to his name, John Stockton is in the record book for most assists by over 3,000 to his closest competitor, Jason Kidd. 3,000 may not even seem like a much, but let me put this into perspective for you. In those 2 seasons where I mentioned where he set the record for most assists per game, averaging over 14 assists per game each of those seasons, he amounted to a total of 2,700 assists those seasons. So now think about that. Think about that. Jason Kidd, I didn't do the exact math, but Jason Kidd would have to have 2 more seasons of averaging over 15 assists per game just to catch up to John Stockton. However, I guess being the best passer the NBA has ever seen very well could be the best passer the NBA will ever see, just isn't enough to win MVP. Stockton, like Thomas, was also a victim of Magic Johnson's success, as in 1989 he averaged 17 points and over 13 assists but still finished 7th in MVP voting, and that was the closest he's ever gotten. Ironically, however, his partner in crime, Karl Malone, won the MVP award twice. Number 3, Dwayne Wade. I'm sure you all know who Dwayne Wade is, so I won't give a big introduction. Because unlike the last 2 people, he's still in the league. There is no doubt that Dwayne Wade is a future Hall of Famer and will go down in history as the top 5 shooting guard to ever play the game. His high basketball IQ, along with his speed and freaky athleticism, allowed Wade to do virtually whatever he wants on the court. In my opinion, he's probably the best player of this generation that won't win MVP. And to think he could have been a Piston. I don't see why people are always saying, what if Carmelo Anthony was a Pistons? No, skip that. What if Dwayne Wade was a Piston? His best year came in 2008-2009, 2 seasons after he brought the Miami Heat their first championship, which ironically was the year he was also healthiest because he played in 79 games, which is the most games he's ever played in a regular season. Listen to his averages this year though. 30.2 points per game, 7.5 assists per game, 5 rebounds per game, 2.2 steals per game, and he even averaged 1.3 blocks per game, yo. 1.3 blocks as a shooting guard. Yo, that's more than most power forwards and centers average in the NBA nowadays. But of course, he didn't win MVP. He finished 3rd in voting that year, losing out to his best friend, LeBron James. Number 4, Alonzo Mourning. I know hearing this name might come as a surprise for a few people. Taken number 2 by the Charlotte Hornets in the 1992 NBA draft, Mourning wasted no time making his presence in the league known, as he went on to average 21 points, 10 rebounds, and 3.5 blocks per game. 3.5 blocks per game as a rookie. Did you know the only people that have more blocks per game as a rookie were Manute Bol, David Robinson, and Shaquille O'Neal? Mourning was a defensive juggernaut as well as a more than capable offensive player, as he averaged 20 points per game 6 times in his career. Alonzo Mourning is a prime example of the defense wins championships, but offense wins awards philosophy. But he did come close. In 1999, when he averaged 20 points, 11 rebounds, and just under 4 blocks per game at 3.9, he finished, He finished 2nd in MVP voting, losing to John Stockton's sidekick, Karl Malone. Numero 5. Scottie Pippen. Yep, that's right, Scottie Pippen, most known for being Michael Jordan's Robin. Pippen was a definition of a two-way player in the NBA, an absolute athletic freak of nature who used his athleticism on both ends of the court as he harassed opposing players on the perimeter and averaged over 2 steals per game 6 of the seasons in the NBA and averaged barely under 2 for a few more of them. While Pippen did take a backseat to MJ for the majority of his time with the Bulls, during the year and a half MJ left the league, Pippen kept the Bulls together, leading the Bulls to 2 50-win seasons, as well as managing to get them to the 2nd round of the NBA playoffs. In the full season without MJ, Pippen averaged 22 points, 8.7 rebounds, 5.6 assists, and 2.9 steals per game. However, this monstrous season was overshadowed by Hakeem Olajuwon and his 27 points, 11 rebounds, and 3.7 blocks per game. And Pippen went on to finish 3rd in the MVP race. So there you have it, 5 of the best players to never win MVP. Like I said, there are plenty of other players that I could have listed, but these were just the 5 that fitted my rules and that stuck out to me the most. Also, if you're ever wondering why you think some players get snubbed from MVP or what MVP actually means, then definitely make sure to stay tuned and subscribe because I will be doing a video on that soon. But thank you guys so much for watching Team SDC. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and until next time, remember to keep getting the buckets, and I'm gonna catch you guys later. Peace!